Hello everyone, welcome to our latest video. Today we are going to talk about death. Seems like a strange topic actually for me to talk about, even though it's actually what I talk about every time I talk to you. But today I can't get that title out of my head. I've actually even tried to think of other subject matters that I would actually like to do videos on, but death is the one that keeps coming to my frontal lobe. So we're going to talk about death today and actually what it even means to you. That's a silly thing, isn't it? What does death mean to you? It means the end, possibly. It actually, I think to all of us, to a certain extent, we understand when something dies or the death of something across the board, not even just a life. It can be like the death of an idea or the death of a movement. Death itself means something is dwindling and coming to an end. Now, to me, in the way that the people in my head talk, nothing comes to an end. Things just transition into something else. The idea we have of death meaning void of life, without growth, without movement. I don't even know if that's actually the definition of death, it's just what I'm saying. It's quite possible that you might want to actually start thinking of death more as the lull in the transition. The spot in which the transition has to take place and has its room to grow and become the next thing it's going to be. Because that's actually, I believe, why they kept telling me that I had to do a video on death, when I actually wanted to do a video on making your journey to your passing. But that is like focusing on something that's coming to an end, focusing on the end all be all of something, when in actuality, I don't know what the end all be all is. I actually somewhat see our journeys here as actually continuing when we go to the next plane, place, position. When we leave this husk that we've chosen for ourselves, the soul itself actually continues on the journey. Maybe it even chooses another husk along the way. Maybe also too, that soul that journeys, that is inside of you right now, needs you to help it on this journey so that when you transition to the next one, you're ready for what's coming to you the next time. Because when we come here, the way it is always shown to me is we make a lot of choices. We choose our parents, and by choosing our parents, my idea is that we kind of choose our genetics. We choose where geographically we're going to come from. We choose what our ancestry is going to be. But then at the same time, I actually wonder if we are always within that same ancestry and we just choose different ways of helping our bloodline get through this whole situation. But why do we even go through this whole situation? What the heck is it for? Why are the people that you actually are blood related to or that you choose to bring into your life such an important part of your life? Why are you doing this? Why are you going through a life on earth that has so many perils, pitfalls, sadnesses, violence? Like, why? Why do we come down here? Well, there absolutely must be a reason. And looking at why the heck you came down here particularly and how you are experiencing your time here, I think will be incredibly helpful to you, not just when you're all done here or when you transition, but also leading up to that transition. We all experience, look at, and are afflicted by the things in our lives differently. If you had 3 different people all sitting in a line and all 3 of them witnessed a crime over there, all 3 people would pick out certain parts of that crime that they deemed incredibly important because their personalities and who they are within their experiences have deemed those things as being important to them. Now, figuring out what is important to you, how you look at things, and then how they affect you inside and what reaction you have, I believe very strongly is a big part of our figuring out this journey. I believe very strongly that part of the reason we come down here is to learn how to, I actually think, love ourselves, love others, and actually see the power of love. Because I know that sounds trite, and I know that actually kind of sounds simplistic, but at the same time, what if it actually is that simple? And every time you put some misery in your life or complication or expect things to go to poop, what if that's entirely you? What if you actually let go of past experiences and decided that you're going to actually live every experience as though it's a new one based on how you want to feel rather than how you have set a pattern on how you will feel? If that makes sense. If you decide each and every day it's going to be a new day, each and every day, every experience you have, you're going to look at as a new experience, not as a, well, this has happened before, so therefore I believe this person is doing this, or I've seen when people do that, so they must be feeling this way. What if none of that is actually true? What if actually based on our past experiences, we actually affect the way things are going to go because we expect things to go that way? What if you decided that every day towards your transition, and it is a transition, you actually live your life as though you are preparing for that transition and everything you do will actually follow through over to the next life? What if you decided to live completely and absolutely for your own happiness? And if you make you happy, then the person next to you is going to feel your happiness and they're going to start to feel happy too. What if you change the way that you're living this life? To me, it is very, very funny that I started off with this idea in my head that I had to talk about death. And then death actually turned into transition. And then transition actually turned into life. It's almost like I went backwards, but I actually think that might be what they wanted me to get to. Those people in my head that can't help but want to talk to you people all the time. So, in conclusion, my friends, I would say actually that when the people inside of my head can compel me to talk to you about death, what they want me to do is dispel the rumors that death is a bad thing. They want me to help you to see what I see when I talk to people who are on the other side, who are rested and happy and actually a lot more satisfied than you might be actually. When you take your journey today, try to see things like you are an alien or a brand new baby or a person with complete amnesia. Try to clean slate yourself for a day. You might want to do it on a Sunday or another day where you feel you have control over the things that happen in your life, but try it. Try to actually see things new. See things in a way that you had not seen them before. And maybe even try to acknowledge the fact that possibly the way you were looking at things helped them to become what you saw them becoming. Rather than looking at something like new and say, okay, what's that gonna be? Even though you've seen it 100 darn times. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it made sense. I hope it helped to enlighten you on the journey towards passing or transition. And I hope that it was in some ways informative. I can be reached at trinityyogaandspiritualservices.com. trinityyogaandspiritualservices.com. I am also on Instagram at Bobbi Rowntree, Born Medium, and I'm on Facebook at Bobbi Rowntree, Spiritual Medium. I hope that you have a lovely day. Namaste.